You're gonna sit here?
Hello. Yeah, I will.
Bring a chair. Should we check these work? Like, don't I join on my phone?
Yeah, actually, that'd be a good idea.
We're trying out a new microphone today.
Yes. If you can hear Coco. Oh wait, no, my microphone's off.
Here, go outside and join. Hope everyone's having a good afternoon. Today we're going to be going over everything that I'm packing in my carry-on bag for this year. So that is exciting. Yeah, but we'll wait a few more minutes for people to join. Yeah. But yeah, okay, perfect. If anyone has any questions before we start as well, let me know and just ask questions as we go as well, of course. But yeah, I'm a bit sweaty because I've just come back from horse riding.
What does wagwan mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yes. When's everyone leaving for camp? If you're comfortable sharing. I'm leaving in 4 weeks now, which is crazy. Well, 4 weeks in a few days. So I'm really excited. What camp are you heading to? I'm going to Camp Chippenham in upstate New York, which is really exciting. And like I said, I'm leaving on the 16th of June. Jesse's leaving on the 27th of May. Exciting. 14th of June. Oh, that's soon. Next Sunday. That's exciting, actually. Well, hopefully this video helps you guys so you can get a good idea on what to pack if you just need a little bit of help. Oh, 18th of June. Oh, I was going to say that's the same as me, but I'm leaving on the 16th of June and I start camp on the 18th of June. So, okay, I feel like enough people have joined now. So this is my carry-on bag that I'm taking to camp this year. As you can see, she's decorated because I love to decorate things and make things cute. So she's got a few little patches on here, and then I've got a few little beads on here, which makes it fun, but you don't need to do that. But there's a few things on here that I do recommend. Number one is carabiners. These are little, but they're really good because I always clip my Crocs onto these, or you can. Oh, did it fall?
Oh, where is she? Oh, there she is.
Hello. The mic fell off. Do you have the little Becky thing?
1 second. 1 second, guys.
Okay. We're just testing out new mics,
yeah,
so
this is the first time we're using them. So thanks for the heads up. Anyway, back to where we were. So this is my bag that I'm bringing. First thing that's actually functional on here is, like I said, the carabiners. They're really good for clipping stuff on later. And yeah, like I said, you can clip your shoes by their shoelaces and stuff like that, which I found really good. And then also I've got my little Camp America luggage tag. I think, how many more of these do we have?
We've got quite a few.
So if you guys want to buy them, you can. Hey, Broncos sweatshirt, very nice. Oh, is this mine? Thank you. I actually got it thrifting ages ago on K Road, which is really cool. But yeah, I've got my Camp America luggage tag, and I also always put my details on the back as well, because I know it's my carry-on, but God forbid I lose it. It's got my number, my phone. It's got my phone number, my New Zealand one, but I also put my email just in case I've got a different number at camp, and my address as well. Okay, so let's see. So this bag is low-key kind of big. You don't need a bag this big for your carry-on, but I'm going backpacking afterwards, so I like to have something a little bit chunkier. Oh, the first thing I've got is my water bottle. Empty, of course, and then once you go through security, you can fill up your drink bottle, because I hate how when you're on the flights, they give you those tiny bottles of cups of water, and you have one sip and then it's gone. You might as well just have a drink bottle so you can have as much as you want, and then use that time to have a Sprite or something actually good. Anyway, okay, so it's a bit mumbled in here, so we'll just do whatever I pull out. So the first thing I've got is my really smelly, actually, Birkenstocks. These are good because you can see these are like falling apart. So these will probably last me for one more summer. But I just have these as something just to slip on the plane because when I'm on the plane, obviously most people know this, but you want to wear your heavy shoes. So I'll be wearing my Docs. And also usually I'd have jeans on as well. But like I said, I went to horse riding before this, so I'm not dressed in what I would be wearing on the plane. But like I'd always say jeans, your heaviest shoes, and a big sweatshirt as well is always good because it just, takes away from some of the room that you would use up as well. Number 2, I've got my headphones. These are an essential for me. I use my headphones every single day. Chaya, yeah, I'm a big headphone girl. These are my Sony ones. I mean, you don't need fancy ones like these, but I just use them all the time. And I also have a adapter for the plane as well, which is really handy to have, so then you can connect to the screen. But guys, please feel free to ask questions as well if you have any. I can just answer them as we go. The second thing I have is also not an essential, but I've got my iPad. I'm bringing this because it literally weighs the same as one book. Like I'm quite a big reader, so I like to have a few books on here and shows and podcasts, and I download all my music on here as well. It's just really nice to have on the plane, really. Last year I only used it on the plane ride home and there, but even then it was kind of worth it, to be honest. And I didn't really regret bringing it. So if you guys have an iPad, you can bring your iPad. You don't have to, but I like to have kind of a bigger screen to watch my shows on and read my books as well. Next, I've got all of my little bags. So since this bag kind of is a bit mismatched, I keep everything. Look how pink everything is.
That is so cute.
But I have all my little toiletries in here, which we'll go over next. So this one is my little emergency. Did you use your iPad a lot at camp? So the year before me, that you were allowed iPads in the bunk, and one of my co-counselors, I know she used her iPad a lot the previous year, but then this year they changed the rules. So last year they changed the rules, so I didn't actually use it at all at camp. But like I said, I used it when we were traveling to watch movies. Thanks, Jess. I use it when we were traveling to watch movies and on the plane home, which I still kind of liked to have, but it does take up some weight in some rooms, so depends what you're willing to swap out for it, I guess. But this is my first one. This is like these Starla Luna bags, which were my splurge a few years ago. But this is my emergency pack. So this is like everything that like I want to have with me on a plane. So the first is this little bag, and it's got my AirPods in it. So I actually used to get really bad ear infections. So I have actually special ones that are molded to my ears, which is really good because I use them in the pool as well. Do you think bringing a laptop is okay instead of an iPad? Yeah, I know heaps of people who bring their laptop as well. Like I said, laptops are obviously heavier. Oh, I guess which one you have, but yeah, I've thought about bringing my laptop, but I have a big chunky one. So like I've got a big MacBook, so I don't want to bring it, but yeah, you can bring a laptop as well. I've also got some mascara. I don't need it, but it's nice to like feel to put together, and if you have mascara, and I think I've got, lip oil in there too. Just like pop those on after the plane. I've got some little hair ties on here too. And I've got lip balm. That's good. And then tampons and pads as well, just in case. I've also got a Nido, a stress ball. I don't know, for whatever reasons. And some Panadol as well, which is really good to have, just in case. Like, I don't know. You never want to be cut. I always am like, would rather prepare, just over prepare instead of be cut, caught short when you don't want to be. But that's everything in my little emergency bag. And then here I've got all of my other essentials. So this is more, so I found these tiny little ones at Chemist Warehouse the other day, but this is my favorite cleanser and my favorite moisturizer. So I've got those, and I've also got this. Look how small it is.
Is that toothpaste?
Yeah, this tiny toothpaste. And I've also got my cellar water as well, and my toothbrush. So those are just things that I like to have. Oh, and deodorant I'll have as well. But it's just nice to have like freshen up after the plane. You know, you can always go to the bathroom and you know, wash your face and stuff, which I find really helps after a long flight because, you know, we are kind of far from America, so it can be a bit of a long flight sometimes, and it's nice to just freshen up before you land. At least I find. I also got my eye mask as well, which is really good. Like eye mask plus like hoodie over the head. Like you can't, like you're like blocked out from the world. Oh, and headphones. Headphones, eye mask, hoodie, you're good. Oh, and a hairbrush as well. Also, I want to say that I got some bronzing drops for camp because of you. Just got the ink review. Oh my gosh, yes. So if that is such a good point, the bronzing drops are so good because it's not like you don't have to take the time like foundation. You literally like squeeze them onto your fingers and like rub it on, and then you like have a little bit more of a glow. Yeah, glad I influenced you to get those, Jess. They're so good. Would you recommend taking a suitcase or a 70, 80 litre backpack as your main bag? I'm really conflicted as to which one. That's a great question. Me and Chaya talk about this all the time, and it really depends on what you're wanting to do after camp. So for example, after camp, I'm going to Costa Rica as well. So obviously I'm not going to take a suitcase. Last year I took a massive suitcase, and it was good because it fit a lot in it, and it's convenient for at camp, and you know, you can open it. But when I was traveling, I found it really hard, especially in New York. If you're going to spend time in New York, I don't know. And I've got a backpack this year, so I'm going to have to update you guys on how I go. But a lot of people are pro either one. It really just depends. You have to think about, are you okay with your shoulders really hurting after a travel day? Or would you rather lug a really heavy suitcase? Like, it's kind of up to you.
I agree. It's all personal preference. I personally I have like a soft, it's kind of like a double one. It's like a soft, big, huge like backpack that is on wheels. And that's what I use. I need a lot of room because I'm an overpacker. And I also buy so much stuff over this. And yes, I agree with Coco, lugging around giant suitcases, even though I am pro suitcase, it is terrible. Going to the subway, or just going, because you do have to go downstairs and upstairs and all sorts. They're not really escalators. That's a nightmare. Lugging around big suitcases can be really tasking. It's a matter of just your preference. I'd also say
I've also heard if you have a camp where you're going to be moving bunks,
yes,
I would go for pack.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I would definitely go for pack too.
Otherwise, you're just going to be lugging that thing around on the grass, and that is not good.
I showed a photo of I used to have a travel Instagram like from my camp things, but there's a photo of me and I have like 7 suitcases around me in a subway and I look miserable.
I would say like at my camp, would you say suitcase was more popular at your camp?
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, this sounds so weird, but like all the like really experienced cool people, they had backpacks.
Yeah. The seasoned travelers, and they were going off to like, you know, Costa Rica, going backpacking and stuff.
So it's really depending on what you're doing afterwards, is I would say. There's no blanket rule. Sorry, that was a really long answer to that question. But where do all the suitcases, etc., get stored at camp? For my camp, they were up. It was the same for you, up in the rafters of your bunk.
Yeah,
we put them like in the ceiling. But I know of some people who like literally lived out of their suitcase at camp, so it kind of depends. If you want to share what camp you're going to, and if I know the camp, I can maybe give you a better guess.
My camp, we stored them under our beds. So
Chaya put hers under her bed.
We put ours under our beds.
Mine was in the ceiling. Okay, what else have I got in here? Okay, this is another one that is really important. This is my electronics bag. So I always have an electronics bag when I travel. And in here, we have my phone charger, my iPad charger, and I also would always have a backup phone charger as well, because these things, they get stolen. Yeah. People will take these. I would take 2. I would take 2, at least 2 cords. And also portable charger is an absolute must. Like, this is a non-negotiable. If you do not have a portable charger, go and buy one tomorrow. You'll not regret using these. These are great. When it's your night off and you get back from home for a night off, you're not going to plug in your phone. And having this is so much easier, just as a backup. And this one was a kind of an expensive one. So this has like 2 100% in this. But it was really, really worth it. And I've used it heaps just during your, when you're at home as well. So I'd say, a really good portable charger is really important. So that's what's in here. Oh, I'd also have my Apple Watch charger because I'm an Apple Watch girl at camp. But that also is a personal preference thing. Some people don't like having the Apple Watch. Chaya, I think Chaya is not an Apple Watch girl.
No, I would buy a cheapy Casio watch from Walmart for $10. The ones that cost like $50 in New Zealand, they're like $10 in Walmart. So
yeah, don't buy an Apple Watch for camp, but if you have one,
yeah,
I like having
definitely get a watch just for camp in general. There are like no clocks anywhere. Like
No,
you
you
don't
need
know
a
what
watch.
time it is, and also it's good for just keeping on schedule and stuff like that. So
yeah. Okay, what else? Next, I've got my notebook. So I kept the diary. Sorry, this is kind of a weird cover. I kept a journal at camp. It's really nice to look back and read through everything because so much stuff happens at camp that you're going to forget it all. So it's really nice to just, if you have a few seconds downtime, it's really nice to read through your journal or your book. Write down in your journal and book. Yeah, it's really nice to look back on. So yeah, I always like to have one of those. And then next, okay, this is my clipboard. This is representing all of my visa documents because all of my documents are at the embassy right now because I did postal visa. So yeah, all the documents you need. So that would be your passport, your DS 2019, your insurance information, your camp support letter. That's it, right? Oh, your CVIS ID. And your itinerary if you have one. And make sure you know what camp you're going to. It's good to know the address, just in case they ask, it's nice to just have that in the back of your mind and maybe even a point of contact at your camp. Like I know Justin Dalton is the point of contact for my camp and it's 85 Silver Lake Road, 12783, New York, Bethel. So I know the address. And once you guys get to camp, like you'll end up knowing the address too, like off the top of your head. But it's good to have written down. But I also have a travel wallet, which is really good. My grandma actually got this for me before I left for camp last year. And I wasn't going to bring it because it kind of felt like it was taking up unnecessary room. But I actually ended up using it all the time. So in here, I would usually just have my passport as well. But I've also got a few different cards. Number one is my fast cash card. So this can be used at any ATM. It's connected to my home bank account, just in case I need it. Number two is my license, obviously. Your backup ID. Number three, also I like to have this. This shows that I'm going to camp. It's my camp ID from last year. I mean, I'm assuming most of you guys are first years, so you won't have one of these, but I like to have this just because it's cute as well. Like reminds me of camp. And this is to represent my travel card that I lost and I need to get a new one. But like Wise or Revolut or Monzo, those kind of apps, get a proper card because a lot of places like Walmart don't take Apple Pay. So you'll need a card. But those are all the cards that I would take. I'd also have my normal wallet as well, but this is just my carry-on. I also always have my name and all my contact information in with my passport as well. I also keep my cash. So I have New Zealand cash and I also have American cash in here, just as backup. We always recommend to take like $100 at least, $100 US in cash. I actually still have all my cash from last year. I didn't use any of it. Like I have $300 US in cash. So it shows you don't really need that much because the only part that I lost is when someone stole $50 from me at the bar. So, yeah. Also always have a pen. Always have a pen because you will be filling out customs forms and it's just good to have. But that's my travel wallet with a few more essentials in it. And then this one is also not something you need, but this is a card that my mum wrote me, very sweet, before I left for camp last year. And I read it on the plane and cried. So it's nice. But I also hung it up on my wall. And it's really nice to have something from home to look at. And my mum's an artist, so she made my card really cute, which is nice. But yeah, something from home is always nice to have. So I just always get my mum and my dad to write me a card before I leave. But yeah, that's really nice. I also have my friends write me little notes as well, which is cute. Here's my backup pen, just in case I lose the first pen. It's a pink one. And then I also have these little cards because this year I decided when I'm traveling, I'm going to get all my friends to sign one each at the end of camp. So I can keep it at home to look back on as well, which is cute. And then last but not least, oh, there's two more things. This little bag has my change of clothes. So I always bring a change of clothes for the plane. I just have like a spare pair of socks, that kind of thing. I have some shorts, a t-shirt, and my winter pajamas as well in here because the plane always gets really cold. But I also have like an irrational fear of being too hot, so I always have shorts on me if I needed them. But a change of clothes is nice to have, and I just bring my pajamas. And then the last thing is my little blanket, which I got this at Five Below in America last year, but it really served me well because it's really small, but it's nice to have just a little extra layer. And I also like I don't really like neck pillows personally, but you can kind of like wrap it up and put it around your neck, which I like. But yeah, that's basically everything in my bag. Here it is, all empty now. But does anyone have any questions about packing, about camp, about traveling to camp, or anything to do with travel? Feel free to ask them if you like. But yeah, I'm getting really excited to leave now. Not long to go. It's like a Hello Kitty one. It's so cute. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions or tell us what camp you're going to. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to Camp Chippewa in upstate New York. Should I bring DVDs or CDs? I don't know about any time that you'd probably use them. What are you thinking you're going to use them for? Is maybe a better question. Was it cheap getting domestic flights in America? Yeah. I mean, obviously with any flight, like, you know, you can get deals, but I got flights to like New York to Nashville, which is about 2-hour flight for like $100 US. But then my one from LA to New York was $500 New Zealand, which was pretty expensive. But yeah, they're not that bad. They're not that bad, at least in my experience. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I think I got a really good deal on. Sorry, hello. I got a really good deal on my flights in between. Like I would pay like max $300.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap. They're pretty cheap.
That's New Zealand dollars too, not US.
Yeah.
But that I would say mentally prepare for the red eye if you're doing a red eye from east to west, west to east.
It's pretty rough.
Those flights are brutal, and the planes can be really small. So especially if you're landing and then in LA and then flying across. Just make sure that you look after yourself on that first flight, because the second one, that really took me back in my first year. That second flight really was a struggle for me. So it may not be a struggle for you, but just to keep in mind.
Yeah, it was a hard one for me too. Sorry, there's some kids outside.
There's children. There's a swim school behind our office. So
it's nice to see what I've packed is all the same lines as yours. Makes me feel more relaxed. Yay, I'm glad to hear that, Ashley. I'm glad that it helped. What is US customs like? Well, everyone that I've known has had like kind of a different experience. My experience in LA was really great. It took me 10 minutes. I just went to the front. They asked me, what's my name? Where am I going? Where am I from? And then they stamped my passport and let me through. But I know for some people it can take a really long time. Like for Chaya, it took Chaya a while. But yeah.
It just took me a really long time. I landed in LAX at a really busy time, so the customs lines were really long and chaotic. But like my actual experience with going up to the customs officer, it varied slightly, but they were really straightforward questions like, where are you going? How long are you going to be there? When do you plan on returning? What are your plans after camp? And as long as you make sure that you keep in the back of your head, like Coco said, your camp's name, the point of contact, the address, and a good idea of what you're going to do, and you're just honest and confident with those answers.
Yeah, I'm a camp counselor at a kids summer camp in Maine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I did get questioned a lot more in my second year. They asked me what my job role was. They asked a lot of really random questions. But again, that is their job, to do random spot checks and make sure, that is their job. And You'll be fine. Like genuinely, you'll be fine. Answer confidently, honestly. I don't knows are never a good answer. Even if you have left weeks open after camp free, let them know when you're planning on coming back to New Zealand. That is the main
Just
thing.
say like, I'm traveling with friends after camp.
Yeah.
And then I'm going home.
Yeah. Or if you're going on to Canada for, a working holiday there or wherever, just they do require proof of that. So just like a bus ticket, even like a printed off what you think is going to happen is enough. But yeah, it's totally fine. It's not as scary as people think it is. Definitely not. I'm really anxious. Like I'm an anxious traveler big time, and I was fine.
Yeah.
Like I got through fine. Yeah.
Ashley said, do you remember what time you arrived in LA, Coco? I'm going through customs there. I'm scared my transit is long enough. If you're doing a transit there, I don't think you go through customs. Right?
No, you don't
You don't go through customs. You go through customs at your last airport.
Yes.
So
yes.
You'll be fine. You just go straight from the plane to another.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think.
Pretty sure.
Otherwise, I landed at. I think I landed in the morning.
Yeah, I landed in like mid-afternoon, like eve, like kind of around 4 or 5 in LAX.
But I think there's actually a different line for people who are transiting.
Yes. Well, yes. Well, no, because I was in the transit line. I had a connecting flight. Or maybe they weren't connected. I booked them separately that year. Book them together because then you'll go through the transit line. I didn't. I booked them myself in my first year, and I ended up going into like having to go through everything, and it was a bit of a mare. But yeah, book them together if you can, and yeah. If you've worked with Dale and she's given you like a certain time frame for a flight, you can trust that she knows that you'll be able to get through. She's been doing it for 20 years, and even if you have issues, contact her and she will help you out.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions? Camp related questions? Packing questions? Start.
Also, I will reiterate to everyone that's going this year, please make or just for your own peace of mind, make all of your social media private. Just do that as a rule of thumb. It's really good to do that for camp purposes because the campers will, if you get announced on like their Instagram and they're like, look at this new shiny person coming to our camp. The kids, they are more technologically advanced than most people and they will find you and they will look you up. So just keep it all private, that kind of thing.
I thought I'd go through customs as I'm changing from an ANZ flight to a United flight, but I'm going through customs at my last decision. Okay. I think you do go through at the end, even if you're changing airlines. I can't tell you for sure, but I believe so. And yeah, usually if they're a connecting flight, your layover, they'll make sure that you have enough room time.
We'll look into that. We'll confirm that and then we'll drop it because this will get posted later on. So we'll post that in the comments below. We'll just post a little comment confirming.
Yeah. Anyone else have any questions? That song's stuck in my head. But yeah, everyone's leaving so soon, or
you're already there.
You're already at camp. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. One of my friends is at camp already, and I can't believe it.
I know someone was there like 3 weeks ago. I think I saw her. I was like, oh my gosh,
so exciting.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's excited, or if you're going next year, and you're getting even more excited and feeling a bit of FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll wrap up in like 2 minutes if anyone has any more questions.
Yes. Are you going anywhere before camp?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm going to New York for 2 days, New York City. I'm trying to decide if I'm staying with my co-counselor from last year or if I'm staying with new friends who are going to camp this year.
And what about afterwards?
I haven't got anything planned yet, but I really want to go to Arizona and Utah, like the states in the middle, which I'm excited about. Yes, I'd love to go to Maine, but I don't think I'll make it over there because it just doesn't really make sense with everything else.
Yeah, that's all right. You're not missing. It's like the lobster capital of America. If you like crayfish, crab. We've got great seafood in Maine. You've got Nantucket.
Just going to Hawaii for a week. Lucky.
Oh my gosh.
I want to go to Hawaii. Are you going before camp or after camp? That'd be nice either way.
Yeah. Oh my God. Going to Hawaii after camp would be
very good.
Oh my gosh. And
Cute stuff. So excited.
Oh, Jesse's going after camp. Perfect.
Nice. What SIM card is the best to buy? That's a good question. Depends what area you're in. So usually I would ask the returners of your camp what kind of what they usually use. I used AT&T last year, so like the words AT, like AT, and then the and symbol and T, which were really good, and I liked them. Also heard Mint Mobile is really popular, really good. But yeah, just look up what is the best provider in your camp area and go from there.
Yeah, you can use eSIMs.
Oh yeah, I had an eSIM.
You can use eSIM.
AT&T eSIM.
I'm not sure how like they function or if there's any kind of issues with those.
You just have to set it up before you leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you get eSIMs as well. Yeah, just Google what's the best server or provider in your area.
Or ask your returners.
Yeah, just ask the returners. We were T-Mobile in Maine, so yeah.
So I have a week in Hawaii and then back to NZ.
That is perfect. Like you get a whole week to relax. You got like the little party element of like the resort, and then you can go to the beach. And
love it.
It's gonna be so good.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of our live. But thanks, guys, for joining. Hopefully, I helped some people out with their packing. But feel free to, send us a DM or anything. Arrival in America instructions to print off. The arrival ones, like they go over a little bit into the 50-page document, right?
Yeah.
So the visa application document that you use to fill in your DS 160 will have instructions or like kind of like a guide of what's going to happen in America. But you don't need to have specific instructions, I guess.
Yeah, there's a checklist on there for you guys.
There's a checklist, and if you have like specific questions, send through Claire an email, and she's really good with answering those too.
Yeah, or give us a call.
To the office. Yeah. No worries, Jesse. Have a good rest of your day. Well, see you guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.